Hi, I'm Ignacio Fernandez Llorente, professional polo umpire. Welcome to Polo In. We have seen before that the position of the players in the polo field should be within the road line. In this video, we'll analyze how to be in the best position. I want to remind you that the road line has two lanes and it is forbidden to cross from one lane to the other. That's a foul, like here the grey player who crosses. Let us see this other example. All the players are on the road line. And number 3, who comes from outside the road line, commits a foul crossing in front of the white player. This kind of fouls are very common from players who are outside the road line. That's why it is very important to be in the road line to participate to the game and not to commit foul. Look at the red player here. He turns around, he steadies his horse in the road line and then hits the ball. Let's see this other example. A white player with the ball. What does the green player have to do? He must enter the road line as soon as possible. He has 3 options. Mark the first white player, mark the second white player, or go for the ball. He has, of course, to decide for something which is possible. He cannot, of course, decide to go for the ball when the ball is in a place so far away that when he will get there, the ball won't be there anymore. And in the same way, he cannot decide to mark an opponent too far away, and when he gets there, the opponent has already left. So he will need to decide where to go on the field, and this should be possible for him to do. The green player we're looking at is the last player of the green. So if a white player escapes in a counter-attack, he needs to be able to stop him or at least mark him. So in fact, when the white player starts accelerating for the counter-attack, he turns around and goes for him, though he sees another of his teammates is marking him. So he goes on the second white player. And by doing that, he gets into the road line. In this example, the white player runs away on its own. The green player on the right must quickly think of a position in the field where he can intercept the white opponent. He is the one who will go and mark him because the other green player on the left is way behind the white player. As you can see, the rest of the players are perfectly positioned in the road line. In this example, look at the pass of the light blue player. He unmarks 2 light blue players and both of them go for the ball. One of them stays parallel to the road line. He is useless to the game and to his team. It is very important to stay in front or behind your teammate on the road line. Never stay parallel to the road line. Here we can see an incredible pass from the light blue player. It is very rare to see such passes, though his teammate doesn't get fast enough on the road line and he ends up crossing it, turning right with the ball and committing a foul. Once again, get as fast as you can on the road line without committing a foul. Let's see this example, where a grey player hits a beautiful forward pass and another grey player gets the ball and goes forward with it. The grey player who has the ball now will keep on running forward with the ball. His teammate is staying on the left-hand side parallel to him. He is useless to the game. He cannot receive the ball and he cannot take the ball if the first grey player misses. So once again, either you position yourself in front on the road line at about 40-60 yards from the player with the ball, or in this case, it would have been much more intelligent to position yourself behind your teammate with the ball. All the time that you lose staying parallel to the ball, to the road line, it is lost time and less chances to get the ball and to help your team. Let's see here. A green player escapes in a counterattack with the ball. He cannot pass the ball to anybody. Now look at the green number 1. Where is he going? It's impossible for his teammate to get the ball to him. Where is he going? He should be on the road line. Go to the left on the road line. Go closer to his teammate. Even with a time machine, it would be impossible for him to get a pass. Once again, he needs to go on the road line as soon as possible and go close to one of his opponents and wait if his teammate loses the ball or if anybody hits a backhand. But the rule is to get on the road line as soon as possible. Let us see here the number 1 green. Where is he going? Is he waiting for an under the neck pass of 60 yards? Is that even possible? To hit a 60 yards ball under the neck from the boards to the middle of the field? The chances of that happening are 1 out of a million. For me, he should rather go and expect a feasible shot, a feasible pass, which is marked in white on the screen. And that is exactly what happens. The green number 1 does not participate to the game. So this is a message to the players who expect impossible passes. Please stop expecting impossible passes. Try to get on the road line. And don't even ask your teammate to make those passes. You're complicating his game. Here the green player escapes in a counterattack. The blue opponent has 3 options. Stay behind and hope the green player misses the ball. Stay on the left-hand side of the green player, mark him and try to ride him off. Or go on the left-hand side of the green player and try to hook him. If he chooses solution number 1, either he thinks his opponent has a slow horse or that he's a bad player and he can miss the ball. The second option is the safest option. If he chooses the third option, he knows he has a very fast horse and he can go through the longer way. And he can either hook him or hit the ball on the near side. These are decisions that any player on the polo field takes at any minute and several times in a match. As we said before, the decision will be also taken considering the player who is escaping and the horse he is riding and the horse you are riding. The decision can also be influenced by the shape of the field and by the position of the other players. Well, here the red and blue player decides for option number 2. The safest thing is always to go and mark your rival through the shortest way. In this other example, a backhand is hit and there's a blue and red player with 3 green players. The blue and red player, more than turning around to get the back, was going back to defend. And let's see how the play ends. The red and blue player, who wasn't on the road line, commits a foul on the green player who was on the road line. Basically, you permanently have to go to the road line. Go to the road line. Here his teammates ask to the white player to hit an under the neck to the board's shot. It's almost impossible. They start running, but the shot will never get there. Now, as you see, they have to turn right and go back again to go and get the ball. Bad play and bad positioning and bad call. Here a green and white player runs forward. A blue player is trying to follow him, but he can't. So he ends up marking the second player coming behind as he sees there's one of his teammates in front who can mark the first white player. Try to get on the road line from the position where you are as soon as possible and you'll be helpful to your team. Here a red player runs away with the ball. A light blue player marks him and the other light blue players are on the road line and they end up hitting a backhand. All along the game you have to find your position within the road line. Remember, winning the mini matches with your opponent, being in a better position all the time, pushing away your opponent and playing the ball. You have to stay concentrated throughout the game and try to be positioned well all of the game. Don't look further. Be positioned well on the road line and win your mini-match with your opponent at every minute of the match. Look here, the blue player with the ball and his teammate is parallel to him. Plus there's a red player marking the blue player with the ball. There's no passing possibility. Where is the blue number 1 running? He's useless over there. From that position, he cannot put himself in front of his blue teammate. So he should just get behind him on the road line, but not stay parallel. And look at him now. It took him so much time to go on the road line that he's in the last position. He should have been just behind his teammate. He's in the last position. So the result is this number 1 blue player is not participating to the game. If he takes so much time in positioning himself, he will never be able to play the ball. He'll never be at the right place to play the ball. Here the blue player goes first on the right, then accelerates at high speed on the left. 2 white players come to mark him. Here the blue player escapes from his opponent and there's another white player in front on the road line who takes the ball away from him. This white player was on the road line long before the ball got to him. Here you can see it perfectly. All the players are on the road line, each one close to his opponent, playing his mini-match. In this new example you can see 2 mini-matches on the road line. The blue number 2 takes his opponent away from the road line, though a bit too much, because he goes out of the road line himself and he cannot get to the ball. And the other white player misses the ball because he's outside of the road line. And the blue player again running forward, but the white player is very well positioned to mark him. Close to your goal, a large backhand would be a better shot. In this case, under the neck to the boards. But never play a backhand in the middle. It's a pass to your opponent. After a backhand, the light blue players are attacking now. What does the light blue player number 3 does? He puts himself just behind his teammate. His teammate misses the ball and he's there to take the ball. Now another blue player comes on the road line and hits a backhand. Very good positioning. The light blue player takes the ball again and his number 2 teammate plays a curtain in order to avoid the opponents to get close to him. Look at the number 4 black and yellow player, just playing the ball close to the boards. It is usually very difficult to hit the ball in that position. There's a black number 3 almost behind him, and there's a black number 2 parallel waiting for an impossible pass. The black player hits a short backhand for his teammate who's positioned just close to him. And then the number 1 black gets onto the road line committing a foul. The grey player takes the ball and accelerates. Where do you think the ball is going to go? Normally in the direction of the horse. His teammate runs parallel to him. That's useless. Forget running parallel to your teammate. Get on the road line, in front or behind your teammate. And here, considering the speed of his teammate's horse, he can only position himself behind him. But he just keeps on running parallel to his teammate. That's useless, and it's very bad polo. Here the number 2 blue player is on the road line, but is very close to his teammate and misses the ball. In fact, you have to be at the right distance from your teammate, as if he misses the ball, you're there to hit it. Though he keeps on playing on the road line and he ends up hitting the ball. Here now the yellow player speeds up and goes forward with the ball at high speed. A grey player is marking him. The question is, what is the objective of the grey player close to the camera? His objective is to run parallel. Is it useful? And who is marking the second yellow player? And he keeps on running parallel to the road line. He's just watching the game, he's not participating. The light blue player with the ball is marked by a red player. The other red player on the white horse runs forward, marked by an opponent. But he runs too far. And who is marking the light blue number 2, who is on the road line? What's the objective of the red player in the blue circle? He's parallel to his opponent and he's not on the road line. When will he get on the road line? At the last moment, when the light blue player decides to hit the ball, he decides to mark him. But he should have been there long before. These few seconds that you take to get on the road line make you win or lose your mini-match and make you win or lose a game. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.